You know, like in that movie Officer and the Gentleman, where the man says, "Why are you here?" He says, "I ain't got nowhere else to go." That's the only way you're going to make it through that training is you have to believe you have no options. You can't, it's not something you just say, I just think I want to do.
Right.
You got to be like, what is my other option? I got to do this. And so, you know, the training was exciting to me and the athletic part was exciting to me. The discipline stuff, I realized they was trying to mind fuck me, so I worked against that. And I just knocked it out. But, you know.
Yeah, somebody call Capone.
It's just some.
You feel that any of those skills you learned in the military helped you throughout your life?
Yeah, when I started robbing banks.
I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now.
Yeah, when I started.
After the military?
Yeah. When I came home.
Yo, you grabbed the seltzer water from out there?
From the service, because I went to the service right out of high school.
Service your country, then you started robbing your country.
Well, it wasn't my country. They're insurance.
Robbing private banks.
They're insurance.
Right.
Bank robbery. There's two ways to rob a bank.
I'm talking about after you was in the army.
All right, this what happened.
Trying to do the right thing.
I come home.
Just so you know, Ice-T, we praise foul niggas in the army.
Okay.
In the drink champ. And the way you describe yourself, you're like the foul nigga president. Because you got out the army and robbed the bank. Let's make some noise for that guy.
You thought I was trying to do the right thing by
No, when I got home, when I left, my niggas was small time criminals.
Yeah.
When I came home, they had elevated their game. So I'm like, so what are y'all doing? They say we robbing jewelry stores, we getting check cashing booths, we getting credit unions, you know, occasional banks. You know what I'm saying? That's like that, a bank. So I was like, so what's the get down? Now, due to the fact I had all that military training, I was able to up the game up, and I told them, you know, basically any operation deals with intelligence. The more you know about the mark, the better. So I added that to the game, like lots of heavy-duty casing, lots of understanding what the alarms and the response times was and stuff. So, you know, I mean, there's lots of ways of doing it. There's what's called, like with jewelry, there's this basic snatch and grab where you just walk in and get a watch and run. There's basically the bash where you knock out the glass and stuff. Then you've got the burglary, which is the 459. But if you're going for the safe, now see, I could give up some game or shit.
Give us some
See,
game.
Well, if you want to hit it, all right, fuck it.
It wasn't 459.
459 is a burglary.
All right.
If you're gonna rob a jewelry store, rob it at the time it opens or the time it closes. Why? Why? Because the safe's open.
Right.
In the morning. So what you want to do is you want to get there right when they pulling the shit out of the safe. Right when they're pulling those plaques
bank
out.
robberies?
No, that's jewelry. That's jewelry. That was when you see a jewelry store at night, when they close that door at the last minute and they start to, and if you really want to time it, let them lay the plaques up. Let them get everything out and up, out of the window. Let them do it for you. So that everything is stacked. But right before it's getting ready to go in the safe, that's when you want to hit them.
Yeah. Right.
And then you know, we're not going to give you the step-by-step details. Okay. And also, bottom line is, anything you do, you got to do it backwards. So it's not as important where the lick is, it's where you're going to escape to, and that has to be like a maze of how you're going to get away. You don't just do it and then say, now where do we run? All that is all thought out. One way, we use motorcycles on one-way streets. I could take a motorcycle, I could hit the jewelry district over here and put a bike, and all I'm gonna do is hit one-way streets backwards. Right, so they can't get. But then, do they got helicopters under the ground? Like, do you know the best way to get away from a high-speed chase is take them into a parking structure? Not out on the street, a parking structure where now the cops got to stay outside. They can only come in one. Then you can ditch the car and you can go through the steps and yeah. So all this stuff is shit I did for years. Anyway, and you're gonna end up getting killed or murdered at some point but yeah, I done it and whatever. Bank robberies aren't. But the thing of it is, most of the times there's two ways you rob a bank. You play a note, you play a teller, or you go for the vault. What you saw in The Heat is a takeover robbery where they would take the whole vault. That's a lot of exposure.
You ain't make it to that point. You ain't go there.
I was around cats that went in the vault and stuff like that, but you're gonna be in there a long time. You know, most times people just walk up and play the note and just get the one teller or everything go to the teller.
Now you said a note?
Yeah, how did you do it?
The note. You just walk up and you just say, I got a gun, give me the money, and they just hand you the motherfucking money. That's called playing a note. That's the easiest way to rob a bank.
That's not a violent robbery, right?
It doesn't matter.
They used to have the thing that blew up and everything.
Well, those are ink packs and stuff.
They used to have that back then?
They still got them. Yeah,
they had it back then?
Yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, I feel very uncomfortable talking about this stuff.
Okay.
You know why?
You seem mad comfortable right now.
Well, nah,
but giving up juice.
The thing of it is like, and also, like a lot of my friends are still incarcerated. So you know, from they in there saying they didn't do it, here I am saying we did it. You know, that's not good.
That's okay.
But
nobody listens to us.
Yeah, but you know, it was a time, and you know. When I got that chance to rap, I jumped in. I didn't, you know, because I knew my days was numbered in low digits. I knew that wasn't going to last. When you're hustling like that, you make a lot of money, then you spend it. You make a lot of money, then you spend it. You're up and down. Those are licks, you know, and you make it and you spend it. And it wasn't, you know, I didn't see a long life like that. So when the rapping came along, I was like, damn, you know, I could do this. And then I tried to rap like New York, and the niggas was like, rap about what we do. Right. And then we invent what we call the crime rhyme based around that. And I got archives and archives of that shit. So I started making stories, and the stories, like, I call it faction. So it's factual occurrences put into a fictional scenario. Mm-hmm. So things I'm saying, did that happen? Did that really that happened? It could have, and I combine them. So the story sounds really real because the shit really happened, but just not in that particular order.
Yeah.
Now, I used to...
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. He worded it correctly.
He briefly mentioned...
Talk is cheap, motherfucker!